Hello, beautiful souls. So, I wanted to hop on today to talk about something that is super important to me, and that is embracing all parts of who you are. So, I also have notes because it is so important to me. I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out. So, a lot of people experience that little nagging voice. Sometimes we refer to it as our inner critic. And a lot of times that voice will pop in during the most inconvenient times. It'll be, when you're procrastinating from something and it's telling you bad things about yourself, or it could be you're enjoying something that you really like to eat and it's telling you, you know, you should put that down, or this isn't healthy, or whatever. It's that voice that's constantly coming in and making noise, sometimes during the times when we are feeling our lowest, and it kind of keeps us feeling low, right? So, the thing about the inner critic is that it can serve a purpose, right? It can be a useful tool to help keep us on track when perhaps we need that little nudge. But a lot of times we kind of get lost in that voice. That voice sometimes becomes so loud and so dominant that we begin to identify with it. And the results are usually pretty devastating for us in our lives because we end up not moving forward, and we end up kind of losing that belief in ourselves, and we start getting lost and forgetting how important it is to be our own cheerleader and to encourage ourselves, because there's that voice, right? So, my message to you today is to stop right now, right here in this moment, and just love yourself. Just love yourself, just exactly as you are. You have to embrace every single part of who you are, even the parts that you may not necessarily be so proud of. I mean, we are all so amazingly different, and we all have gifts that we bring to this universe. And you're not shining your light when you're holding yourself down because of the things that you think that you aren't or should be doing but aren't, or just allowing that voice in your head to really take control and make you feel less than who you really truly are. I struggled with self-love for a huge period of my life, pretty much my entire childhood and early adulthood years. And I'm 6'5", so a lot of my identity was wrapped up in the fact that I was so different. I was always the tallest everywhere in my age group, and then eventually pretty much just the tallest, period, in most places I've been. I think maybe once or twice in my life I've met someone who was like my height or more, and it actually felt really weird. But I struggled with self-love, and as a result of that struggle, I reacted emotionally, due to that lack, in ways that were not really truly in alignment with who I really am. So I imagine myself, way back when, loving myself and accepting myself and embracing myself for who I was, and just changing the entire trajectory of my life and the decisions that I've made. Now, on the flip side, because of that learning and that growth that I had to do, which that's why we're all here, right? I can't really say that I regret going through the journey in the way that I did. But right now, I just have so much more of an appreciation for who I am. And even though it is still a struggle, I still get inner critic. I still have that voice that tells me things. I still sometimes lack in really loving myself and truly embracing those parts of me that maybe not aren't always just, the best, or maybe that I'm not so proud of. it's still so important to remember that even in those moments, even in those dark moments, in those moments where you're reacting in a way that you may not necessarily be proud of, those are all important to embrace, because those are all things that are going to help you grow. And if you have the ability to be aware of your actions and the things that you say and how you're feeling, then you have the ability to utilize those moments when you're not feeling so great or acting so great as a tool to adjust and get back into alignment with who you really are, because we are all love beings and we are all here with a unique purpose. And it's just so important that we all just embrace who we are so that we can share our gifts with the world. So that's my message with you today. Love you, embrace who you are, all parts of who you are, and always stay aware, because again, it's all about growth and it's what we're here for. Love you all. Until next time.